Good morning. Today I'm going to be talking about how to get possession of what has been given to you via a will. So we're advocating write a will, write a will, write a will. So somebody's father, somebody's mother, somebody's uncle, somebody's aunt, somebody's friend has written a will and has benefited you, and you want to get the benefits of what was put in that will for you. How do you get it? Good morning. Now, the first thing you need is to get the death certificate. Not the death certificate issued by the hospital. You will take the one issued by the hospital and go to Population Commission and process the death certificate. That's a different conversation. I will do a separate video for that. It takes 5 weeks ordinarily for it to come out from the date you submit everything you are asked to submit. You get a copy of the death certificate. You now go to the lawyer that prepared the will and get copies of receipts that were used to lodge the will. That is why it is better that when your will is written, get it lodged. You don't get the benefits of a will properly if you don't lodge it in the registry of the court. And it's not so much to lodge it. Get it lodged in the registry of the court. So after you get the death certificate, you get the lawyer to produce the receipt of lodgement. They are very important. You attach the receipt of lodgement to a copy of the death certificate. Your lawyer will now write a letter to the High Court of the state in which the will was lodged. You will get confirmation that the will has been found. If you don't have copies of the receipt or you don't know the person that lodged the will, you can apply to conduct a search on the will, but you still need a copy of the death certificate. Then you will go to get a search conducted. That is the lawyer handling the estate for the family. When the will is found, you will be informed that the will has been found. You will get the date on which it was lodged. You will now write applying to the court for the will to be read. As a representative of the family, applying for the will that was lodged to be read. Then the court will write a letter informing you that they have given you so date for all parties to come for the will to be read. You will receive a letter telling you that the will will be read on so date. But in case the parties don't receive a letter, the lawyer who lodged it will inform members of the family, and they are supposed to make themselves available either in person or by proxy on the day the will is going to be read. So you come to court that day, you sit down, the will is opened in your presence, the will is read by officials of the probate registry. After the will is read, it is in your best interest at that very time on that very day to apply for certified true copies of that will so that each person gets a certified true copy of that will that has been read. Now, the will contain names of executors and names of beneficiaries. You mention the asset, mention beneficiary, mention the asset, mention beneficiary, and it will state the executors. So from that point, the executors take control of the estate on behalf of the deceased. It doesn't get to the beneficiaries yet. The executors are the ones that take control, except of course the beneficiaries are also the executors. From that point, after you have gotten CTC, you now apply based on what is in the will for letters of probate to be issued on the will. When the letters of probate have been issued to the executors of the will, they will now, based on those letters of probate, issue for the properties, for the assets of the deceased who is the testator that are properties, that are real estate. The executors will not issue a deed of assent for each beneficiary. Or if one property is given to two people, they will issue a deed of assent for those beneficiaries jointly as owners of the estate. They can then take possession and deal with it as they want, but they need to get letters of probate. And they need to get the executors based on the letters of probate to issue them a deed of assent. Now, if the beneficiaries want to sell, based on their deed of assent, they will issue a deed of assignment to their purchasers. The issue now is if you do not get the deed of assent and you want to transfer title, there will be an unexplained gap between the testator, the executors, and you, the beneficiary that you are selling. It means you don't have rights to sell. You cannot sell that property. And the will has mentioned beneficiaries, so the executors too cannot sell. You see why you need a deed of assent. It ties everything in neatly. And when you get a purchaser who wants to purchase, it's going to trace everything back and see that you have all the relevant documents so that if you want to register title with the government, you will not have issues. Queries will not be raised for you to say, okay, your root of title is not neat, because your root of title has to be neat and complete if you want to transact business with the government on that property. Even if you want to transact business with the bank, anyway, you will have to register title. Your root of title has to be neat and complete. So that's the process of getting possession, of getting the benefits of assets that have been given to you via somebody's will. Take care. Do have a great day. Bye for now.